Oh, just fuck it all. It never fucking works. The fucking hell. This is the start. This is the start of the fucking podcast. Whoop-de-doo. Look at that. It's another one of those ones. Ha ha. What's going on? There's Judd's face. Fucking hell.
There I am.
It's such a shit day. It's literally, as soon as I've started the podcast, right, I switched to our faces for the video version, and Judd's face is the wrong screen. It's the wrong screen. It's showing the wrong screen. Immediately, some fucking bot on YouTube's like, hot girls for you, putting in our chat, and it's like, fuck off! Just fuck off! I was supposed to be having a day off work today. I'm supposed to work 9 days in 2 weeks, right? And I work extra time each day. Not do that. But no! The fucking throw up. Is that... Today, I've had to drive for fucking forever in skinny, slippy snow. And, there was a cyclist on the road. There was a cyclist on the road. You know, we fucking hate road cyclists. Literally, I'm filming a Pokemon series, and you know how you have to name your rival? I've called them Road Bike, because I hate them that much. That's how much I hate them. And there was one of them at fucking 6 a.m. on a country back road. What the fuck are you doing out there at that time? What are you doing? Oh my god. By the way, this is not like just today. Yesterday was fucking awful as well for all sorts of reasons. I hated it. I got woken up by work yesterday, and I didn't stop until like 7 p.m. It's like, fucking hell. And I don't know, there's more shit as to why today's been, like, just stupidly difficult. Yesterday, I was so annoyed all day. It was so shit. And I hate all this stuff because it's fine. All that's fine so long as you can actually have your, like, evening nice free time. Yeah? And it's not affected. As long as I can still get that, I can deal with all the shit. I can just about manage to, like, recover from being pissed off at all the, like, bullshit. I'm not gonna... it sounds like the amount of stuff I've mentioned, by the way, sounds like so minimal, but it's because I don't want to spend literally the entire podcast, like an hour and a half, talking about all the shite that's happened in the past 2 days. So just deal with that. Just accept that it's been fucking annoying, right? And I can deal with all sorts of stuff like that, so long as you get your time, you know? Your me time, basically. Yeah. No, all gone. Fucking hell, all gone. I hate it. It's ruining shit. It's ruining stuff, and I fucking hate it.
Okay.
What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Last night, after my fucking awful day, number one, right? Yeah. I was starving. I was really hungry, okay?
Okay.
We're talking...
Do your starving noise. Do it. Do your trademark starving noise that you make.
We're talking 10:30. I'm managing to eat at night, okay?
Okay.
And I go to use the fucking air fryer. Yeah. This is right. My girlfriend has never got a fucking leg to stand on when it comes to try and call me like mucky compared to her, or try and say that I don't do chores or anything compared to her. She's left eating. She's messaging me now. Shut up! Stop it! Because there's more from her, by the way. There's more complaints from her. Fuck off. She left in the air fryer, which I wanted to use. I was just trying to cook some fucking chips. Right? She left like some soggy ass fucking month-old like chips that she tried to cook. That they literally were fucking grey in there and sprouting mold. I was so annoyed, right? This is after I've discovered she's left the hob on all day.
Oh, that's okay.
Not only is that really dangerous, it's really expensive.
Yeah.
So I fucking wanged the air fryer across into the sink. These moldy chips go fucking everywhere. I'm thinking, she can fucking deal with that. I've got to be up early tomorrow to work. Oh, and so, like, literally, that's how much she wants to avoid doing chores, right? And I've got another one for you. I empty the bins, right? I'm pretty much the only one who does that. Not because it's my job, because she don't fucking want to do it. This is how little she wants to do it. Rather than emptying our bin, she's put another bin on the bin. She's put another bin on it. What the fuck? Like, who does that? She's just put another bin on top of the bin, and that one's full now. Fucking hell! Help me!
Yeah.
What do I do? What do I do,
Don't
Judd?
know.
That's not it.
I don't know.
Because, right, she wants to avoid cooking. She wants to avoid cleaning so much.
Okay.
Right. I'm sending you a picture for reference. That rather than tidying up a pan, she just put it outside in the snow. She just left it outside instead.
No, dude, she's leaving it to soak. She's leaving it to soak.
I'm going to put a picture up for reference for the video version of the podcast, but fucking hell. What? There's like snow in it. It's not
Oh my
snowed
God.
where we live. It's just like been cold. So that has gathered
yeah.
like the tiny amount of snow. The snow, it's been out there for days. I know when she used that pad, it's been out there for like 4 days.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Please send someone. Just do something. I feel like, what do I call Childline? Fucking hell. So that's I don't know. That's been my weird rant day.
Okay.
Recently. I saw some interesting stuff when I was at work.
All right.
Today when I shouldn't have been. Because it was working in a hospital. I've got like a weird. Which one do you want first, Jude? I've got like a weird, fucking what the fuck are you doing? Kind of annoying one, or
Okay.
I've got like quite a sweet one.
Do the annoying one first because I use the sweet stuff to wash the yicky stuff out my mouth.
Yeah,
said,
I understand.
Said the altar boy to the priest.
Oh. Are we just still doing those types of jokes nowadays?
Oh yeah.
I guess we are.
That's the thing, Murray. It's not a joke.
So, you've seen like buffer machines that polish a floor, right?
Yeah, they go like just like that. They make that noise.
I've never seen a ride-on buffer machine.
All right, okay.
And the place I work had one of those, and it was a bit like a Segway, but with like a big lump at the front. It looked like a Segway with a fat belly. And this like it looked quite funny because there was this fella operating it, and it was a really tiny Asian fella. He looked a bit like something out of Men in Black because he looked so small compared to it.
You'd expect like Agent J and K to like come in and they like start talking to the guy in an alien language, and he like, responds because he's really an alien.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So that was a bit weird already, but I swear to God, this guy must have been trying to spice up his morning or something, because he had the entire floor to polish. It's a huge room.
Okay.
It's like a big like kind of entrance hall thing that was polishing. And it was early in the morning, obviously, as I'd turned up for work so early. And he had so much room to be polishing everywhere. But I swear to God, there was 3 people lined up for reception and some people scattered about. He only wanted to polish where people were stood. I swear he was fucking chasing them. Multiple times I had to move out of his way. It was genuinely like stone face, like just watching where he was going. And I like stepped out at way one time, and then like 2 minutes later, he's like slowly chugging towards me again. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you doing?
He's got this fucking fake. He's got this look on his face, this fucking vacant stare, as he like slowly just goes, as he's slowly just going.
Yeah, that's what it was like. He was fucking odd. What type of alien do you think he was?
He was they're called Glinkans.
What's it?
What? What's up now?
I just wanted a drink out of my fridge. Stop falling over. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Anyway, they're called Glinkan.
Okay. Actually, maybe we shouldn't give him an alien name because if he was Asian, I think that we might come across
is
badly.
that racist?
Don't want to.
That's not racist, is it?
No, it's the machine that seemed like an alien would operate it. That's what I mean. It's like.
Oh right, you're not saying
it's
that
the machine
little Asian
and the
man...
fact that he was so small. I don't know, like so disproportionate to it as well as the thing.
Yeah.
The Asianness of him had nothing to do with it. I can promise you that. But yikes, Yai Jirobe. Do you know that reference?
No.
Dragon Ball Z, but his name sounds funny,
Okay.
and I like to say it instead of instead of like stereotypically Mexicans would say "ay ay ay" or something like that.
Whose name? Goku?
Well, my that was shit. My version of that I have personally is I say "Yai Jirobe," like
Okay.
that. I
Instead
like
of
it.
like, "Ay, caramba!"
Yeah, instead of yeah. I'm pretty sure that you're not allowed to consider Mexicans as saying that sort of thing anymore.
Instead of going, "Ay, muchas gracias, yeah,
This is a joke. In case anyone needs to know,
instead of the Italians being
what
like,
you call a
"Hey,
joke."
preso, hey, spagoo."
The joke is
Spagoo.
stereotypes are silly, right?
Like the
Yes, they are.
moon in your eye.
Anyway, I'm gonna lighten the mood with this. As this guy was scooting around, there was this fella and this other guy, this old dude, and he just didn't know. Well, I don't want to say he didn't know where he was because that makes him sound like he didn't know what planet he were on.
Yeah.
He did know where he was. He knew he was in a hospital, but he were like going up to stuff and like looking at some screens that were on the wall. And you're like,
Can I get a double cheeseburger, please?
And he kind of went to reception to look at some leaflets. I'm like, and he went outside and fluttered and looked about, and you're like,
Okay.
and then he came back in, and this guy went, oh God, I can't remember exactly what he said. I wish I could now. He were like, there you are, Grandad, and it were just. It were him and his sister, and were it Grandad or Dad? I can't remember. Either way, one of those. And he just, I don't know. There's not much to the story. This lad found his granddad and he gave him a hug. It was just nice. His granddad was like bumbling about the hospital, like it was just a perfect look on his face, right? You could see this guy like, I'm sure I'm meant to be meeting my son somewhere or something, and he'd obviously gone to the wrong place because he was old and he was struggling a bit. He'd obviously gone to the wrong bit at hospital, and they'd found him, and I was just happy that they'd found him. It was just nice. It was just nice to see, because I like granddads and I like old people, and I'm glad that they found him. I'm glad someone found him. Now I'm saying this out loud. I think people would think, what the fuck are you on about? But I liked it.
You know what? I'm glad that he found him and he got him away from you, because it sounds like you were about to abduct him.
We're about to adopt him because he was he was a sweet man, okay? Have you seen that advert on TV? It gets me every fucking time. I saw it on TV, and I've not been able to bring myself to watch it again.
Is it an old lady gets hit by a car and she's like, "Oh, my spine! It's been shattered into pieces. I'm dying." That what it is?
Could have happened off camera on this advert I'm talking about, to be fair. Sorry, I needed a sip of beer then. I saw an advert on TV and it got me emotional, and then it's the one about Fred. It's Age UK.
I've never seen you get emotional. I've never seen you show emotions ever. Just watch Meet Fred on YouTube. It's a minute long. In fact, should we watch it now? Should we do our reaction to it now? Do it together. Yeah, go on.
Okay, why not? Let me share my screen with Judd real quick. Obviously, if you're listening to the audio-only version of the podcast, you'll not be able to hear. You'll not be able to see. Well, actually, you'll only be able to hear. You'll not be able to see what's going on.
Not be able to smell.
But you'll get Judd's general reaction, and this is the first time I'll have fully watched this.
Go on then, Fred. Show me why I should fucking
since seeing
care.
it on TV. And there he is. That's Fred and his wife back in the day in Old World Cup.
Yeah.
That's when they won. And here they are. Next time.
This is useless.
And the useless look at him and his wife. Ooh, they've gotten older, he's got a moustache with his fish and chips. Oh, and they've lost again. Blinking England's lost on World
They
Cup.
really did fall
now
off,
they're
didn't they? I
old.
mean,
They're old and they're watching it, and she's having a sleep on his shoulder, and she's annoyed because England's losing. And he's making a cuppa,
yeah.
and then
And you know what,
When you're
England?
lonely, your world
All
gets
your
smaller.
fucking, it's
This
all
is
your
reality for
fault.
so many older
You
people
killed that
like
old
Fred.
woman, England.
Will you support AGK?
It's not. Yeah,
and
yeah.
give
You know
older
what
people
else not
the
coming
help they
home?
need?
His fucking wife. Thanks, England.
so sad.
It's coming home. It's not. Sandra's not coming home. You've killed her. She's never going to see her Fred again.
Oh God, poor Fred.
Bastards.
We had an all staff meeting at work, and because I work for a charity, we had to talk about like charity campaigns that had like particularly kind of been memorable to you.
Yeah.
And I had to mention that one, and I had to show people the advert.
Yeah.
But I refused to watch it because I weren't about to
God.
start going, oh, work. I don't
Jeez.
know. He was so lonely. Poor Fred. Fucking hell.
It's because it's such a real thing, isn't it? It's such
Yeah.
like a real, I mean, it's all well and good me crying at Spider-Man, disappearing into a puff of smoke while Robert Downey Jr. gets paid like millions for having a little cry on screen. But
Yeah.
that is a very real thing. That it is, that she was a beautiful part of his life, and now she's gone, and that's just, that's it. There you go.
Yeah.
Be sad, you stupid old man. Fuck you.
What a curse life is. Am I right,
Yeah.
everyone? So please like and subscribe, and
Yep.
funny goofy times.
Yeah,
Curse
do
of life. But don't
Yeah.
worry, like and subscribe, comment, listen to our videos and shit. But life is a deathly awful process.
Well, we got a Clips channel now. That's
Yeah, but we have got a clip.
So-
Whoa, what a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
segue. Nice. You
Yeah.
did it, Jude. You did one
Yeah.
for once. We did it.
I know it was coming.
Hey! Played the victory
Yeah.
music for Did It. We've got a Clips channel, by the way. It's called Clips Badly on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. It's a new Clips channel, so hopefully it's worth going and liking and subscribing on there as well. If you want to keep up with the podcast and the channel news, life is a curse, please end it all, then at Tweets Badly on Twitter. You can also get this podcast and all sorts of other content on YouTube and Twitch, the Streams Badly channels on there. Please end my suffering. Yeah. That's all of all of that. Holy fuck! Speaking of that all-staff meeting, though, Judd, I'm guessing you won't have ever been to. Well, I don't know. Maybe you have. Have you ever been to something that's like work involved, but it's social through work? Like for example, a work Christmas party.
the only thing I sort of been to anything like that is once we also. No, I'd say once we've had a few. It's not been like a work thing though, because it's not like it doesn't feel like that. It's like just lads after work going for a drink. So
I guess that could count though, because it's with
'Cause
work colleagues.
Yeah, I've never been to like, this is a YDL Christmas party. I guess I've just said the company that I work for on stream. That's okay. That's all right. That's fine.
Every time you say that, by the way, it always makes me think of EDL, which is something very different.
It's no. We're much more far right.
That's a joke. You can't be.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've never been to like a YDL sort of Christmas party, because there is one, but I think that's for like managers and stuff, and like I don't know every manager. I don't like every manager.
That's very weird, because at our company we make sure to involve retail staff as well, because we have some charity shops.
Yeah,
we involve them with stuff like that. There's not like a segregation divide where like the managers look down on the peasants going, "Ooh, look at those builders, ooh, doing mucky things." Ooh.
It's not. I don't think it's so much that. I think it's that just everybody's on different sites, and it's like, you know, not everybody's sort of together, and you know, people. I suppose like it depends on your manager as well, because like. I've had managers before that, like, you know, I drive home with them, and then we've like, you know, before we've gone home, we've like gone inside a pub for a few drinks or something, and you know, so
it depends how big your company is and everything, doesn't it? Because if your company's got 4,000 employees, they're not all going to have a Christmas party, are they?
Yeah.
They'd have it per team typically or something like that. Whereas where I work, there's like 60 people maybe work there. Well, it might be 80 now. I'm not sure.
So, but it's you know, so it different managers. You know, I don't want to spend my time with all the managers. I'll be honest, but yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I went to my first work Christmas do. Partially, a lot of it was to do with there was. I guess a committee of people who were organising the party, and my boss was on that team of people who were organising which pub we'd go to and you know, would we have food there or whatever and all that sort of thing. So I thought, well, you know, if my boss has organised it, I should probably attend. But I also thought, I've not done anything work social in a long time, so at all, if anything, to be honest. I think the last social thing I did with work was, it was a murder mystery, but on like Zoom, and
did you tell me about that? I
think I did, yeah, because one of the higher up people in the company, like, potentially the second highest person in the company, played like, and this is a man, like an old man, played like a saucy French lady. It was really funny.
This. I don't think you told me this. Why haven't you told me this on the podcast? What?
Oh, because it were. There's a reason.
I don't know. You should have.
I'm gonna put it on Just Judd, mute myself, and give him the reaction to why I've not mentioned this on stream.
All right. Okay.
So you're not gonna hear anything for a second, and then Judd will react, just for podcast listeners. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You should lie. Why can you have done that? Why can you have said that to it?
Right, that's that then.
That's
That's such a weird segment, but hopefully you enjoyed that. We're not doing it again. We'll never do that again.
Jesus.
So yeah, that's the last thing I think I attended. You could either be part of the cast for that or part of the guessers, like people guessing. And I was part of the people guessing because I didn't want to fucking play a saucy French lady. So it's the first time I've done anything. It's like a year. This was like a Christmas thing last year. So I thought I should probably go to that. Plus, you know what? It might be fun. I'll just have a few drinks and we'll head off, and I'll have. It kind of almost is good for your career as well, because you want to seem like fun and part of the team.
Those few drinks led to the incident that you just described to me off of mic.
No, it didn't.
Three women and an orangutan were murdered by another orangutan.
Do you know what? This wasn't relevant. It's just happened on the same night. For all I know, that could have happened because I had to leave at a certain point in this Christmas do, okay?
All right.
Because I went there. I don't want my company to seem bad from this, because I'm sure people could probably work out where I work. It was completely fine. Let me just mention this. It didn't get too out of hand at all. It was fine. Trust me. But I found it very... Oh, fuck, knocked my headphones off. I found it very weird. So we went to the pub for a drink, and most of the time other people were buying me drinks because I'm like fairly low down in the company. Managers who've got like lots more money are like, I'll buy everyone a drink and stuff like that. So that was quite good. I paid for less than half of my drinks the whole night.
Oh, nice.
That was nice.
That's always good.
And we were chatting a while, and something that normal people are fucking weird, man. Because someone from I don't matter who they were or what job, but someone asked me and Jasmine, my girlfriend, what we were doing for Christmas, because we both work for the same place, so we both attended, and they asked us what we were doing for Christmas. And there's a little joke because it would be our first Christmas in the new house. But it's not really going to be because she wants to see her family who live down south. It's perfectly fine. But so as a joke, I said, well, we're not going to have one because someone wants to go to see their family down south. So I kind of did a joke like that. And the whole fucking table, this is like 10 people, goes, oh, we shouldn't have asked, should you? And I'm thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, now this seems really embarrassing. We're like, we're quite introverted people. And I'm thinking, oh, God, she's going to be so embarrassed by that as well now, and I'm going to get a bollocking from her for saying that. And I thought it'll just be a little bit... I thought the person after would be like, oh, all right, or something like that. But no, the entire table, like, and it goes on for like a good minute of them saying stuff like that.
I know.
It's pain and stuff. It's an hour annoying, but Jasmine got enough drinks in her to the point where it didn't matter.
It's pain and suffering. Yeah.
So... That were kind of annoying. And then people started getting quite drunk because we were there an hour early, and it's quite typical at a work Christmas party, isn't it? That everyone gets too drunk for some reason. Why is that the stereotype of a work Christmas do?
It's because it's like you have to be in a social environment with these people that otherwise you'd want to spend your entire day like imagining yourself getting away from. Yeah. So you naturally build up this sort of like, even if it doesn't necessarily have to be people you hate or anything, it's just because you see them throughout the day and you might not necessarily care for them. It's a bit awkward getting through that. So you drink to get through it, and then you drink some more because everybody else is drinking, and then, oh my God, Bill, the manager, is fucking here, and Bill had a go at me last week for so-and-so, and God, I need another drink, and then you have another drink.
I think then you also want to get Bill drunk because he got mad at you, so you get him drunk so that he's more loosey-goosey now, but then he has to buy you a drink.
God, Mary's here, and Mary had the whole thing with a fucking cancer scare. So you get her a drink, and then
it's like,
don't look at Kelsey because you had that sort of chat, with her around the water cooler, and you might have insinuated some things that you did with her body last summer. So I gotta have a fucking drink because of that. And it goes on, and goes like this.
I don't know what to say to that.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Well, yeah. So people started getting drunk, and they did a pub quiz, right? And something that I found weird was, when you're at school, there's a group of cool kids, and it's quite a typical school thing. I did not think there was a group of cool kids at a fucking charity that benefits a hospital. Like I didn't think there'd be a group of cool kids there. But I discovered there's totally a group of cool kids. Like, it was so obvious. I've never seen it in such... I think partially it's to do with working from home most of the time. But it could also be the fact that it's just the first kind of social time to see it. Because we had an all-staff meeting, and then some people were going home to, like, get changed and things like that. Some people went straight from the meeting to the pub, and some people didn't go to the pub. And I went straight to the pub because I'm not going to go all the way back home. It takes ages. So I went straight there and started having a drink. And this group of cool kids, not only did they go home and get changed into, like, party outfits. Like, I'm still in a fucking Christmas jumper and work trousers and, like, shoes. Like, work shoes. Okay. They came in, like... I cannot say they came in a slutty outfit because that's not true. But it weren't like. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like an out outfit. Do you know what I mean?
They were dressed for like a night round the town.
Like a night out, and so they were dressed like that, and I'm like, oh,
yeah, okay.
and not only that. They took ages to get there. They were like fashionably late because they'd been for pre-drinks at someone's flat. Like, a group of them had gone and got ready at someone's flat. It's not. We're not in
Jeez.
university. Like, the youngest of us is 24. Come on, what are you doing? We're all nearly 30. At
Yeah.
youngest, and literally some people there were like 60. Like,
Jeez.
it's like not like we're having a rave.
Some
Or
people-
so I
I feel-
thought, by the way.
Okay.
But I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Because they turned up fashionably late, and it was weird that there was cool kids. It became almost like a fucking David Attenborough documentary to me at that point. And I was starving, so I had to eat some food when we were at that pub, and no one else ate anything. I think they were too busy like chatting and drinking. I don't know how none of them got like so starving that they didn't just get something from the pub, because I was so hungry. So I think that might have contributed to him being so drunk. And we did there was a pub quiz as well. I'm telling this story terribly, and it was a digital one on phones. And
All right.
there was a
okay.
lot of us, obviously, from the office, and the guy who was running the pub quiz came to me and Jasmine, and there was a couple other girls sat next to us from work, and we were like, oh yeah, we'll do a team, because there's the prize of £50. We're thinking, no, we'll do a team, we'll lose, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then, so we went and sat around a different area to do it, and then someone else from work's like, oh, is there a pub quiz? Oh, can I join you guys? So it's like, yeah, sure. Two other people's like, pub quiz. Oh, can we join your team? I was like, yeah, okay, we've got loads of people now.
Yeah.
That'll, we've got a decent chance.
Yeah.
We ended up with 18 people in the fucking
Oh my
team.
god. Is there not a cap? Like,
There was 2 teams from our office. 2!
Right.
There was like 40 people there. Bless this third team who had just come for the pub quiz. They were just normal pub goers. And they were being, especially like who I'm calling the cool kids now, they were being so loud and competitive that we couldn't hear the questions or anything. And the whole time my team was winning, and they were being so competitive and cocky about it this whole time.
yeah.
My favourite moment was there were 2 moments that were fucking ridiculous. So one of my favourite moments was they came to a question about calories in McDonald's items, and it were like, how many calories is in a Big Mac? And I went 552. That one, 802 is the Big Tasty. That one's a fries. And everyone's looking at me like, what the fuck? And I got it bang on. Because before the multiple choice came up, I said exactly how many calories it was. I went, that one. Everyone else didn't know. And then I got it right and went, way, and rubbed him in belly. And everyone went, yay! do you know, it's not so much that I eat loads of McDonald's. I eat my fair share of McDonald's. I'm quite fat. Don't get me wrong. I think it was the autism that helped mostly with that, to be honest. I remember shit like calories so well.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was so funny that I'd like, not only did I go, it's 552, and hit it before it came up, I said what the other ones were. Another ridiculous moment, right, was people were kind of going up to the bar and missing questions all the time.
Okay.
And Jasmine went to the bar once through this whole thing. It went on quite a while. And she went to university in York, and she went to this specific bar called Stone Roses there, and they serve it's like Corp you like going to. They serve these blue drinks, they call them blue shits at Stone Roses, right? And it's quite it's not like famous, but if you went to university in York, you would fucking know about it. And it was, she loved it. It was her favorite bar. That's where she would frequent. It was like her bar. If anyone went on a night out with her, they'd be like, oh well, we have to go there for Jasmine, type of. That's the level of like she'd love that one. And I shit you not, when she was not there, a question came up saying, at which bar in York do they serve the iconic drink to university students called blue shits? And I was in such shock that
Yeah.
had come up at that moment. It was such a specific question. It was so odd. It would be like saying, like, what is the name of the podcast that your colleague Jacob Standard runs?
No. I was just gonna say, or if like we were doing one, I got up and went to shit, and it was like a Warhammer question or something like.
No, even more specific than that. Like a really specific question. Yeah. It'd be like kind of saying which was the last video published to the Streams Badly YouTube channel on YouTube while I'm at the bar. You know, it'd be like, what the fuck? It was that specific. It was so specific that I was like in shock. I went, that's where Jasmine went. That's her question. And I was like, oh, and you had to put the first letter of the place. It's called I think it's called Stone Roses. So it'd be S. But I was like, oh god, what? Because I know there's one called Pop World as well, which is really like Pop World is more like a shitty. Like
it's more like
club bar that you'd expect something called a blue shit
digital.
To be in.
It's more like digital.
Or Corp. They were just mentioning clubs near where we live now. There's no clubs actually near where we live. It's in like the cities near us, I guess. And they're not even that close.
Track me down. Find where I live.
So
I'm not interested.
I pressed P because I'm like, God, is it Pop World? Because that's something that they would have. And I fucking got it wrong. I can't believe that. That was unreal. So anyway, this got so heated, this pub quiz. And literally, the last category of questions, we fucking blew it. We fucking blew it, and we lost as well. Not that it would have mattered, because we'd have had about 50 pence to share between us. But, well, 50
I was just
pence
thinking
each.
that then I was like, this was like a 50 quid like reward. How are they going to split?
So we would have literally had about 3 quid each if we would have worked it out. But I think the plan would have been to buy like a £50 bottle of something in that pub and just have some each. But luckily, because probably rightfully so, the one team that wasn't a rowdy mess from our office, they
was
won.
it great?
So
yeah, good. I'm actually glad.
After that, I was like, you know what? Good. they deserve it. They deserve it, really. Because
But your work colleagues didn't agree, and they got incredibly violent and beat the shit out of them, murdered them.
Do you know what? They were being fine. They were probably being quite funny, and it was probably completely fine. It's just that when you're used to being so polite and professional all the time around these people, and then they act mildly like just a normal person, it's like, what the fuck? You know, it's like, what's this? Is incredibly unprofessional. Like, there was like swear words being said. You know, it's like, you know. So that were really weird. And I made a very, very nerdy joke because we were going to go to a different bar from there. And my boss still had like 3/4 of his pint, and the cool kids were encouraging him to down his pint. He's in his 40s. They were encouraging him to down his pint, and I said to him, "Look, I'll make you a bet. If you can down that pint, I'll build our stock management system in this certain type of program that I didn't want to use. But if you can't, I get to build it in Excel." And I saw his, I can relate to this. I saw his nerdy little eyes light up, and he sunk that pint. God damn it! It went. It disappeared. It's such a weird nerdy IT thing to happen, but it was like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good moment. But this is the point where I knew it was like getting a little bit weird, because this is like 11. No, it won't have been that late. I don't know. We were going to leave, and you had to go up these stairs because it was kind of an underground bar. And one of the girls from work, like, kind of sat on the banister of these stairs and like put her feet on the opposite wall to the banister and was making everyone limbo out of the bar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And this is still fine. It's wholesome fun, but I'm like, it's a level, isn't it? It's like...
No, I think you've hit that level of obnoxious drunk white girl at that point. It's like, hey, do this thing. I'm obstructing you from doing something.
It didn't feel like that. No, like, if you wanted to just like...
something that I think
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was quite fun, but it was like You know, I mean, you would never do that. Like, if you're ever trying to be
Yeah.
professional, you would never do that. It was like obvious that like there was a turn. You know, it was fine still. It was still a wholesome
It
turn.
was
I
a
want to very
turn.
much stress
It was a turn.
the
We were
whole
on the
thing was
outside
completely
of
fine and
Vegas when the
wholesome,
drugs began to kick in.
But then we went to this bar, and it was like I think it was Revs in Leeds. Do you know Revs Revolution
Revs.
or something? Is it
no,
called that?
no,
Is
I
it,
don't know
is it
that
like
one.
a Che Guevara bar? I don't know.
I
It
don't
was
know.
like it was a dance bar. It was a dancing bar, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
the bar was on stilts and it was dancing. No, it wasn't. That's
Okay.
fucking stupid. Someone build that in Minecraft and tweet me a picture at tweets badly. If you can do that in Minecraft,
my
I'll be
favorite,
impressed. Don't know why I've just thought of that.
if my favorite Minecraft YouTuber Lion Maker Studios could pop one of them out for me.
I don't know what joke that is, but I'm gonna move on.
He's one of the nonce ones.
Ah, great. So we go to this bar and everyone's like getting quite drunk, and they're all like dancing, like everyone's dancing. And I know that sounds
Okay.
like stupid, like yeah, what's wrong with dancing? But
Okay.
you know when you're in a bar or a club
Yeah.
or on a night out, if you're out with people and you're dancing, there's always some subtle sexual undertone, I think. You know? And that wasn't, I want to firmly say that wasn't there here. It wasn't. It weren't like that.
Okay.
But it's just that when I ever have gone out, there's been that undertone. So it was weird,
Okay.
you know? That, like,
When me and you were dressed as Homelander and the Deep, did you feel, and we were dancing in that, did you feel some sort of sexual thing happening there?
well, my girlfriend was dressed as a cat and there and stuff. So that bit was quite sexy.
Okay, all right, fair enough then.
But
Okay.
yeah, so but no, not necessarily. I'm not saying that you have to feel like there's a sexual undertone or something when you go on a night out, but someone there is. You know, there's someone there like sexy dancing with their group of
All
friends
right,
or something like that.
All right.
You know, there's
okay.
something like that going on around it. And of course, there was in this bar. And I'm thinking, the two people in my life who I would least like to know that I'm doing this sort of thing, or who are most likely to disapprove of this, is my partner and my boss. But they're doing it. They're doing the dancing in front of me. What's going on? It's like, it was just weird. It was odd. And they pulled out this other group and ordered this like special thing. It was a bunch of shots that come on like a plank, and you get a shot off the thing, and then you limbo under the plank. That was the thing. I don't know how limboing happened twice in this night, but it did. And for some reason, some of the people from this group that had come to this bar with us just snuck into the limbo line. They just were limboing under this thing. It had nothing to do with them. They just started doing it, and they got in trouble from the people who had ordered it and the bar staff for doing it. They were like, no, this is not for you. And they're like, oh.
Like, okay.
I don't know. It's hard to describe. It was such like it was you had to be there type of thing. I think that.
Yeah.
I just thought, what the fuck is going on? Like, I feel like I should be in trouble from either my boss or my girlfriend for something going on here. I know technically I shouldn't, but I kind of feel like I should be. But yet they're both here. And nothing is happening, so I don't know. It was fine, but it was fun. It was really weird to see a different side of people. I think is the summary of that. Something that I thought you might find interesting that I kind of thought about from that is one of the people who came to the pub for the party thing didn't drink by choice, and there's quite a lot of reasons why people don't like to drink. They don't. There's the health bits of it. There's like religion. Obviously, for you, it's like your bowels at this point. You know, it might be that you've got something to do the next day. There's plenty of reasons, but some people just don't like being drunk or don't like drinking. They just don't enjoy it. It's not something they find interesting and stuff. And don't take this the wrong way, right? This isn't I'm not trying to offend anyone. I don't like those people.
You don't like them.
No.
You don't like the people who have a health condition
No,
and
no,
their
no, no,
stomach
no.
is
The
like-
health condition and the religion and all that sort of thing, I understand a lot more, for sure.
Okay.
But the people who just don't
I was gonna
like
say,
it,
that's you
just
put,
don't
you
like
put a
the
target on your
experience
back
of
from a
drinking.
lot of people. It was
Yeah,
like
that's
half the
basically
world.
everyone. Everyone except alcoholics. Those are the only ones I like. No, no, the people who just don't like just the actual, the bits of drinking that people drink for.
Yeah.
Like the flavour and the getting drunk of it. The people who don't like that, I don't like them as much. Now, I can still like them, don't get me wrong. I still do, because the guy who I was talking to, who is one of those guys, I like him. He was fun to talk to and everything, and that's fine. But I definitely think that I don't like those sorts of people as much. Here's my thoughts on this. It's that you're just not as fun. Sorry. It's just like, a quality I appreciate in people when trying to have fun is actual, like, letting loose. He's like actual kind of like almost submitting to the fun times and just letting them flow, that sort of thing. And I think getting drunk and drinking like that is just like the epitome of that. It's such like a prime example of doing that. That if you don't like drinking, you're not gonna like letting loose. There's always gonna be a part of you that's just.
Well,
it's not
I don't
boring.
know.
It's not a part of you that's boring, but always going to be something at least a little bit uptight,
I don't know.
It's not that you
I
have
don't
to
know.
drink or be drunk to let go of that. It's just that if you don't like drinking to let go of it, then you're never going to do it in any scenario, is my theory. What do you think about that?
I don't know. We'd have to test the theory. We'd have to kidnap one of these people, and we'd have to subject them to horrific tortures and just see what happens. That's how science works, right? Like, you just take somebody and torture them, and then you just say,
Would we have to subject anyone to torture here? I think you just
No, but Pavlov, the guy who figured out like the Pavlov effect, with the dogs.
dog.
He didn't have to torture those dogs, but he did torture those dogs.
He didn't torture any dogs.
He did.
He didn't just take some dogs and then start like ripping the nails out of the side of it,
That's
like
basically
hooking up
what
to
he
the
did.
nipples to a
That's
car
basically
battery.
what
He
he
didn't
was
just start
doing.
doing that for the love of it. It was not.
Oh, hold on.
No, I know you don't have to tell me the experiments, Judd. I know how Pavlov's dog's experiments went. It's
Why is it
quite
in
well
caps
known.
lock?
What I'm telling you is, he didn't fucking mafia boss style try and extract
Hold on.
information
Wait,
about how
wait.
dogs
Listen to this.
respond
Listen to-
from
listen.
the dogs
Pavlov- wait,
by
listen, no,
fucking like, I don't know, using a clamp on their fucking toenails or something
No,
like
but
that.
he was. Listen, Pavlov initially interested in the effect of eating on pancreatic, gastric, and salivary excretions, rather than the experiment he became forever known by. To this end, he removed the esophagus of his lab dogs and created a hole in their throats.
Yeah, but not just for fun. He wasn't trying to get some sort of
I know,
secret out
I
of the
know,
dog. He
but
wasn't
what
being
I'm
like,
saying is-
listen, right, I want to know why you sniff so good. Tell me, goddammit. It's like, he's nowhere trying to, like, I mean, he wasn't trying to interrogate them. That's not what's happening.
Maybe should have.
Good God. What was I saying? Why do we end up talking about torturing dogs?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, about people who don't like drinking.
It always goes to that. It always falls back to torturing dogs.
Oh, but do you not think that though? Have you never come across one of these people who just isn't
What, dog
interested in drinking?
torturers?
Oh, God.
I don't know. Actually, I don't think I have. Like, I'm pretty sure I've met people before who drink for like, oh, I used to be really bad with drinking before, and now I don't, or like, just reasons that you've said. But I don't think I've ever met anybody that's just like, nah, just don't like getting drunk.
I think that might be why then, because I have met some people who's like that, and I just kind of think it is fine. It is, of course, it's fine, and in lots of scenarios, I could still enjoy their company, potentially even more than other people. But I just think I can never be. I would never be able to be really good friends with someone who doesn't like the feeling of being drunk at all. Or at least some sort of equivalent. If someone liked feeling stoned, rather than being drunk instead.
I was
Like,
just-
oh,
I was just gonna say,
I
'cause
don't
you-
bother
you
getting
don't-
drunk at all because I just prefer being stoned instead. Like, yeah, I can get that at least because it's still like it's more like showing an appreciation of fully letting loose is what I'm getting at, I think.
Okay.
And I think if you don't like the feeling of being drunk ever, you're never gonna fully let loose in any scenario. And I don't know, I've been banging on about it for too long anyway. Listen here, Judd.
I'm listening.
I've got a speaking of pubs and stuff.
Okay.
I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, jeez. Why?
Right. last podcast or one of the previous podcasts,
Okay.
you hated the fucking what am I thinking of? What's the word here? What's the fucking word I'm thinking of? The
Don't
segment I
know,
did
don't
about
know.
guessing
Okay.
common pub names. So I'm going to redeem you with a
Okay.
different segment for just the last bit of this.
Okay.
I want you to rate these silly pub names.
Oh, right. Okay, I can rate them. That's all right. I'll do that.
They'll get. I think they should get increasingly.
What am I rating them out of? Am I
silly.
rating them out of 100
I don't
like a
fucking care.
spreadsheet?
No, just arbitrary numbers. Rate each one out of a
Okay.
different number and give it a different.
I'm not. I
rating
can't give
system.
that sort of commitment. This is like a.
Fucking.
I need a script for this.
Just do whatever. I don't really care. First one, the spread eagle. Spread eagle.
Yeah. I know, I get it, but I don't feel anything from it. Do you know what I mean? It's just been done. I've seen it in places. It's something I'd expect for something on, oh, what's his name? Not fucking Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell, yeah, like a Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell's with his buds and that one actor whose name I can never remember, but he's always in all of his movies, and he
Johnny
goes,
Test.
"Hey, let's go to the spread eagle, guy." You know, yeah, I know. Spread eagle. They spread the legs, and you can see like a pussy or a pianus.
Okay.
I don't feel nothing.
What
I don't feel
about
nothing.
The
I give it
elusive
like a
camel.
4 out of 10.
Oh, 4 out of 10. Elusive camel.
The elusive camel. That's a bit more. Let's get me a bit more of somewhere. The elusive camel. I don't know. I give it like a. I give it like a
that to
6
me
out of-
feels like a very like LolXD random elusive camel. So random, aren't we
Are they
silly?
talk-
I hate that one, to be honest.
Are they not talking? See, I'm trying to see like what they're getting at here, what they're trying to lay down. Like, is this camel supposed to be pussy? Is that what we're saying? Or like camel toe? It's like elusive.
think
You're
so.
trying to find it.
I think it's just meant to be random.
Well, if that is it, then 3 out of 10. If not, if it's about pussy, I don't know. I give it like 4 out of 10. Still not good. Not good. But
If it's about genitals and it gets an extra
it's
point.
not, yeah, it gets like because like at least it has a direction. Like LolXD humor doesn't have a
I hate
direction.
that.
It's just it's formless. It's
Speaking
artless.
of LolXD, I like this one slightly more for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think the imagery is
Okay.
better. The hairy lemon.
Right. Oh, yeah. That imagery, I don't know, because that imagery makes me like not want to drink there. Like that's probably one of the most like unappetizing sort of concepts ever. Is like a hairy lemon. I give it like a 6 out of 10 though,
Okay.
because at
good.
least it's stoked emotion within me.
Okay, we're gonna get some of the. This is from secretlondon.com. The 9 strangest and most hilarious London pub names. So these are from London. I tried to find like some rude ones, so that's what I'm going with on this.
Okay.
Dirty Dicks.
Yeah,
It's just. Do you
That's
know
an-
what?
that's-
It's got good alliteration. It's not many syllables. It's just like something dirty you can say. Dirty
Yeah,
dicks.
it
You
is.
know?
The thing is with that one, I feel like it suffers from the same problem as the Spread Eagles one, where it's. I feel like I'd see that in somewhere, but at least that one is illiterate. At least that one has
Are you
alliteration.
still seeing my screen? 'Cause,
I wasn't looking at your screen at all.
I did say scream.
Okay.
Because the fucking sign for it's got this weird looking dude on it. And I
Yeah.
think that's what I like. I think I like
Yeah,
the
I
creepy
like
long nosed guy. I think
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I
enjoying.
like the creepy long nosed guy as well. I'm gonna give that one a 6 out of 10 as well.
Okay. What about
it is
the
it's a
famous
lot better than
cock?
Spread Eagle. I've seen a few famous cocks about. Yeah, that wouldn't be in a Will Ferrell movie. It'd be in a who
In a
played Alan
Schumer movie.
Partridge?
Uh,
You know the guy who
Ross
played Alan
something.
Partridge.
Rumble Johnson.
Yeah.
Nope, he's dead.
Rumble
He was
Johnson.
an MMA fighter.
Rumble Johnson. Rumble Johnson played Alan Partridge. No, but I feel like that could be in an Alan. I feel like Alan Partridge would say, "Oh, I'm gonna
Rob
pop down to the
Brydon.
famous
No.
cop." No,
Yeah, who played Alan Partridge? Steve Coogan.
That's it.
My ex's mum fancies Steve Coogan. Fun
Really?
fact.
Oh, knowing
Next.
me, knowing
Or are you
you.
going to rate the famous cock? I don't know.
I get a 5 out of 10. That's
Ye old Cheshire cheese. This is like kind of random English humour. Like, oh, cheese, that's random.
no. I gotta give that a 3 out of 10.
It's got a cool sign, is that it's annoying. I think I would rate it badly because it's like put such a shit name on a cool sign. We've got the hole in the wall. That's not weird at all. Oh, I did a rhyme.
A hole in a wall, though. That when you're describing that is just like a bar, though, in it. The hole in the wall.
I don't know. I'm moving on from that one.
Yeah.
The Bull and Gate. That's just a really normal pub name. The fuck are you talking about?
I'm gonna
Bull
give
and
that a
Gate.
2.
What about Fanny on the Hill? Oh god, this one looks very run down.
I'm gonna give Fanny on the Hill a 7 out of 10.
You liked Fanny on the Hill, did you?
I actually, Fanny's a word that I don't think gets used a lot. I find that word really funny.
It's remember, Americans, in England, that means fucking pussy hole.
That means
Oh, God,
pussy, that means
gross.
vagina.
But yeah, Fanny on the Hill.
Yeah.
Weird. Filthy fannies. See, it feels like it's
Yeah,
trying too hard.
Yeah, that is trying too hard. I gotta knock that down to like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I
It's
prefer Fanny on the Hill. That's better. That feels like genuine.
Yeah.
The job centre.
Yeah, I gotta give that like an 8 out. That's an 8 out of 10. That's like an 8. That
For
might even be a
Americans,
9
this would
out
be
of
the unemployment centre,
Yeah.
which actually makes more sense when we think about it. But that's fun.
that could easily be a 9 out of 10. Even that.
I
So,
like the font as well. It's like
Yeah.
nearly Comic Sans, but slightly shit
Yeah.
for the side of it. Oh, that one's good. Right, last but not least, John the Unicorn. 2 random, 2 LOLXD.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. In fact, I'm gonna give that a 2 out of 10.
Yeah,
Fuck
fuck
that.
you, John the Unicorn.
Yeah.
You know what? The high I got from the job centre has now been ruined.
Yeah.
My day is ruined. So there you have it. That's been a podcast.
There we go.
I'm gonna cut it short there. Well, it's not that short. It's nearly an hour. But it's been a mild mess. My storytelling's been slightly off because I'm absolutely shattered, and I've had a right mess whirlwind of days recently. I'm now gonna go pluck a pan out of the snow. No, I'm not. I'm not
Okay.
gonna do that. I'm fucking leaving it there. I ain't sorting that shit. But that is the end of the podcast. If you have stuck around and listened, thank you very much. We do appreciate it a hell of a lot, and hope that you will stick around for some more. We'll end this podcast as we always do with the final words that Judd says every time.
Scraggy goo, rapadang.
Yeah.
That was. You know what? That was LOLXD. But don't say yeah.